Hello everyone, I'm Mr.Q. Today we come to the topic. What if humans got 100% of their brain power?
But what would happen if, for some reason, we ignore somebody unlocked 100% of the cerebral capacity?
100%?
Hey everyone, have you ever stopped to truly consider the most complex, most powerful, and most mysterious object in the known universe? No, it's not a black hole or the farthest galaxy. It's something far closer to home, nestled right between your ears, your brain. We often take it for granted, but this incredible organ possesses capabilities that defy our current understanding. Think about it. From the moment you're born, you're a linguistic prodigy, wired to absorb an astonishing range of sounds. Yet, as we grow, much of that raw potential seems to fade. What if I told you that within each of us lies an untapped reservoir of genius, a hidden superpower waiting to be unleashed? Today, we're diving deep into the mind's ultimate secrets, exploring historical anomalies, cutting-edge science, and even some truly mind-bending possibilities. Get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about your own potential. The human brain, an organ weighing just a few pounds, is often compared to the most advanced supercomputers. But even with all our technological prowess, we've barely scratched the surface of its true potential. We've mapped distant corners of the galaxy with greater precision than we've mapped the intricate workings of our own minds. This isn't just about memory or problem solving. It's about intuition, creativity, resilience, and even abilities that seem to transcend our physical reality. From the moment a baby enters the world, their brain is a super sponge, capable of distinguishing subtle differences in language that most adults lose the ability to perceive. This suggests an innate, almost superhuman capacity present from birth. What happens to this capacity? Does it simply vanish, or does it transform into something else, perhaps waiting for the right trigger to re-emerge? These are the profound questions we'll explore. The brain's resilience, the case of Phineas Gage. For centuries, the brain has held countless enigmas. Consider the legendary case of Phineas Gage, a 19th century railroad worker whose life was irrevocably altered in 1848. While tamping down explosive powder, an iron rod, nearly 4 feet long and over an inch thick, shot through his skull, entering below his left cheekbone and exiting the top of his head. Medically speaking, he shouldn't have lived, let alone walked away and spoken moments later. This incident, as horrifying as it was, became a cornerstone in neuroscience. Gage not only survived, but regained consciousness quickly and even spoke to his colleagues. While he miraculously recovered physically, his personality underwent a dramatic shift. Before the accident, Gage was described as a diligent, responsible, and well-liked foreman. Afterward, he became impulsive, irritable, and unreliable, exhibiting profanity and social inappropriateness. His friends remarked, Gage was no longer Gage. This astonishing incident, though tragic, provided early, profound insights into how different regions of the brain control specific functions, particularly demonstrating the frontal lobe's critical role in personality, executive function, and social behavior. It showed us the brain's remarkable plasticity, its ability to adapt and reroute functions, but also its delicate balance. It made us wonder, how much can the brain endure? How much can it adapt? And what are the true costs of such trauma? Phineas Gage's story isn't just about survival. It's about the very essence of identity residing within the intricate folds of our gray matter. It forces us to confront how profoundly our physical brain shapes who we are. Unlocking Savant Genius, the story of Derek Amato. But what if the brain isn't just resilient, but also holds dormant talents waiting for a catalyst? This brings us to the fascinating phenomenon of savant syndrome, where individuals with developmental disorders or brain injuries exhibit extraordinary abilities, far beyond the norm, often in areas like music, art, calculation, or memory. These aren't skills learned through years of practice. They often appear suddenly, almost spontaneously. Take the incredible story of Derek Amato. Prior to 2006, Derek was just an average guy, working various odd jobs, living a fairly unremarkable life. He had some musical interests, but no exceptional talent. Then, a seemingly innocuous diving accident changed his life forever. While playing a game of catch with friends, he dove into the shallow end of a swimming pool, hitting his head hard. He sustained a concussion, a significant injury, and lost 35% of his hearing in one ear. But what he gained was nothing short of miraculous. Shortly after the accident, he found himself drawn to a friend's piano. He had never played before, yet, with closed eyes, he saw black and white structures moving across his mind, a continuous flow of musical notation. That night, he played for hours, composing original pieces. Today, Derek Amato is a renowned musical savant, mastering 8 different instruments, all thanks to an injury that seemingly unlocked a hidden potential. Neurologists speculate that the injury might have temporarily suppressed his left brain hemisphere, which is typically dominant for logical thought and language, thereby unleashing the right hemisphere's creative and artistic capabilities. This isn't a call to go hit your head, obviously, but Derek's case, and others like it, suggests something profound. Perhaps our brains already possess these latent capabilities. Could the injury have simply rewired his brain, creating new neural pathways, or perhaps lifting an inhibition on existing ones? It's a tantalizing thought, leaving us to ponder if the seeds of genius are indeed within us all, just waiting for the right conditions to sprout. The dark side of the brain, the case of Ted Bundy. However, the brain's complexity also harbors a darker side. If it can unlock genius, can it also predispose individuals to malevolence? This brings us to the chilling case of Ted Bundy, one of history's most notorious serial killers. Bundy was charismatic, intelligent, handsome, and seemingly normal on the surface. He was a law student, a political aide, and a seemingly charming individual. Yet, beneath that veneer, he was a cold-blooded predator responsible for the deaths of at least 30 young women. Across several states over a decade, his crimes were brutal and unconscionable. Recent research into the brains of psychopaths using advanced imaging techniques, like PET scans, has revealed consistent structural and functional differences, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for empathy, impulse control, decision-making, and moral reasoning. Studies, like those conducted by Dr. Adrian Rain at the University of Southern California, have shown that individuals with psychopathic tendencies often exhibit reduced activity or abnormalities in this crucial frontal lobe region, as well as an overactive amygdala, which processes fear and aggression. It's like the brain's braking system for aggressive impulses isn't functioning properly, leading to a lack of remorse and an inability to understand the consequences of their actions. This raises a deeply uncomfortable question. Are some people simply born with brains wired for evil? Or is it a tragic interplay between inherent predispositions and environmental factors? In Bundy's case, while no definitive brain scan was done at the time, his early life was marked by instability and a lack of a clear paternal figure. He was born out of wedlock, raised by his grandparents, who pretended to be his parents, and never knew his biological father. Some reports suggest a harsh and emotionally abusive grandfather. While brain anomalies might create a vulnerability, it seems the environment can nurture or mitigate these tendencies. It highlights the immense ethical dilemma we face. If we can identify these neural deficits in infancy, what then? How do we raise a child with such a predisposition? And can we intervene to steer them away from a life of violence? This ongoing nature versus nurture debate reminds us of the profound responsibility we have in shaping young minds, even when inherent challenges exist. Beyond the tangible, Project Stargate and clairvoyance. Beyond the tangible, the brain also appears to possess capabilities that defy conventional scientific explanation, abilities often dismissed as mere fantasy or pseudoscience. I'm talking about clairvoyance, the purported ability to perceive events or information beyond the normal sensory range, seeing things that are far away or even hidden from view. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, during the height of the Cold War, both the United States and the Soviet Union thought it might be real enough to invest millions into studying it, believing it could provide a strategic advantage in espionage. This belief led to the declassified Project Stargate in the US, a top-secret program launched in the early 1970s. The program recruited individuals with alleged psychic abilities, known as remote viewers. Imagine this: a team of psychic spies would sit in darkened rooms, enter a meditative state, and then attempt to remote view distant locations or gather intelligence about enemy activities. They would often be given sealed envelopes with target coordinates, and then describe what they saw or perceived. In one famous instance, in 1976, the CIA tasked Project Stargate members with locating a downed Soviet aircraft in remote African jungle after conventional methods, including satellite imagery, had failed. Incredibly, the psychics provided coordinates that led to the successful recovery of the plane. In another instance, in 1979, they reportedly remote viewed a Soviet naval base and described a new weapon that looked like a shark. Coincidentally, the Russian word for shark is akula, and satellite imagery later confirmed the Soviets were indeed developing a new class of submarine, the Akula class. While the project was eventually shut down in 1995 amidst skepticism, budget cuts, and public controversy, these documented cases raise profound questions about the untapped, perhaps even extrasensory, capabilities of the human mind. How could these individuals perceive such distant, real-world details with such accuracy? Was it pure coincidence, or is there a part of our consciousness that extends beyond our physical brain? A form of intuitive knowing that science is yet to fully grasp? This remains one of the most intriguing and contentious frontiers in understanding the human mind. The future of consciousness, brain uploading. All these examples, from the brain's incredible resilience to the unexpected gifts of savants and the mysterious claims of clairvoyance, force us to confront a provocative future. With rapid advancements in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and computing, some researchers are now seriously exploring the concept of whole brain emulation, or WBE. The idea is to scan and map every single neuron and every single connection, what scientists call the connectome, in the human brain. Then that entire, incredibly complex dataset, representing all your thoughts, memories, emotions, and consciousness, would be uploaded into a supercomputer. Imagine the implications: a digital you living indefinitely in a virtual paradise, free from the constraints of a decaying biological body, or even controlling an avatar in the physical world. This concept, while still largely theoretical, is being actively researched by groups like the Brain Preservation Foundation. However, it faces monumental technical hurdles. Mapping 86 billion neurons, each with thousands of connections, results in an astronomical amount of data, potentially zettabytes. Our current scanning technologies, like fMRI or EEG, are nowhere near precise enough. We'd need unprecedented levels of resolution, possibly at a saptic level, without destroying the brain in the process. Even if we overcome the technical challenges, the ethical and philosophical questions are staggering. If you upload your consciousness, is that truly you, or is it merely a copy, a digital clone? While the original biological you ceases to exist, when you create a digital replica, does it simply become a parallel consciousness? The moment you transfer yourself to a computer, what happens to the original? This is a modern-day ship of Theseus paradox applied to the most fundamental aspect of our being. If we could truly unlock and manipulate the brain's full potential, would it lead to an accelerated evolution of humanity, creating a society of super geniuses with unimaginable capabilities? Or would it open a Pandora's box of ethical nightmares where consciousness can be duplicated, controlled, or even weaponized? The future of WBE forces us to define what it truly means to be human. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from this journey into the incredible power of the human mind? It's this: your brain is a universe unto itself, far more expansive and capable than you might ever realize. From the innate genius of a newborn to the unexpected gifts of a savant, the chilling complexities of psychopathy, and the mysterious insights of clairvoyance, there's a vast, unexplored territory within each of us. We may not have all the answers yet, and perhaps we never will fully comprehend its infinite depths. Science is continually pushing the boundaries of what we understand about this remarkable organ. But many mysteries endure. But by understanding even a fraction of its potential, we begin to appreciate the extraordinary gift we carry and the limitless possibilities that lie ahead for discovery and self-transformation. It's about recognizing the incredible machinery we possess and asking ourselves, how can we foster our own potential? How can we cultivate empathy and reason to combat destructive tendencies? How can we continue to explore the frontiers of consciousness responsibly? The true power isn't just about what your brain can do, but what you choose to do with it, and how you engage with this incredible, evolving universe within you. The journey to fully understand the human mind is far from over. And perhaps that's the most exciting part.